because this format is a little too old and ain't working with my computer and technology. Hefe KC, what's up, brother? Even though you're from KC, I'm proud that you're on our channel. All right, check this out, guys. Let's get into some interesting information. Before free agency, about a month and a half back, Colin Cowherd was talking to David Carr about his brother. Like, is he going to be traded? How he feels being in Las Vegas. Well, David Carr had this quote that comes into fruition to what just happened. David Carr, while speaking about Derek Carr and the Vegas Raiders, he said, there has to be a commitment from the organization that they will give him, meaning Derek Carr, that they will give him what he needs to succeed. He'd love to do it in Las Vegas, but he wants a chance. So David Carr was basically saying that Derek Carr needs weapons to succeed. I'll be honest, I wish Derek Carr was the type of quarterback that didn't need weapons to succeed, that he makes everybody 1,000% better, but he just doesn't seem to have that ability. And that's no knock on Derek Carr. Not everybody is Tom Brady. Not everybody is Aaron Rodgers-esque. But Derek Carr is a fucking quality quarterback. Can make all the throws, but his head gets in the way. Derek Carr needs reassurance all the time. That's one unfortunate situation about Derek Carr. He needs reassurance. He's a mental case. He's very intelligent, very smart, but he follows everything by the book. A player has to be 3 yards open. They have to be his first read. You know, he just basically doesn't just make shit happen all the time with improv. It's not who he is, improv. He's not an provider, whatever the word is. But Derek Carr's a quality quarterback, guys. But he needs veteran wide receivers. I've been saying this on Twitter. He needs veteran wide receivers to be that much better of a quarterback, you know, in the red zone per se. Remember when he had James Jones? Big veteran from the Packers? He knew every catch. Derek Carr could make every throw over the shoulder, blah, blah, blah. James Jones had a lot of touchdowns with the Raiders. He was a veteran. Derek Carr, in his mind, knows he has a veteran that can get it done, and he trusts them. The problem with Derek Carr is we haven't had much veterans lately, and the ones we had are not that good, and Derek Carr doesn't believe in them. So then Derek Carr got a chemistry with Waller, and now he's building it with Renfro. And I'll be honest, Renfro needs to get stronger. He can make all the moves, but the NFL is going to figure him out after last season a little bit more. They're going to study him a bit more. Hunter Renfro is going to have a harder time this year making those double, triple moves in the red zone or whatever than he did last year. But if Renfro can get a little bit stronger, like a Julian Edelman-esque with our head coach from the Patriots, who the Raiders are now becoming the Patriots West are. But Renfro is on par to be Julian Edelman-esque for Derek Carr and a great wide receiver. But Derek Carr needs veterans in his mind. Like last year, when Darren Waller was injured or not open, he needs to go to veterans in his mind. He needs that assurance. When we had Michael Crabtree, a veteran, they built the chemistry. Michael Crabtree was a beast in the red zone with Derek Carr. James Jones was a beast in the red zone. They brought on Tyrell Williams to be the beast in the red zone, but it didn't happen. That's why Derek Carr only had a certain amount of touchdowns the last couple years, like 17, 20, whatever the hell it is. He struggles in the red zone because he needs a veteran that he believes in and he truly trusts. That's what Derek Carr needs to succeed. Unfortunately, Derek Carr doesn't just make it happen. So breaking news. Derek Carr, Davante Adams are reunited, and it feels so good. Reunited, and it's understood that they're both from Fresno State. They played together great, and now they're in Las Vegas, and they're reunited. Hey, hey. Davante Adams, big balls. Josh McDaniels went out, traded for Davante Adams. The details of the trade are the first round pick in 2022 and the second round pick in 2022. The first round pick is number 22, I believe, and the second round pick is number 53. And I asked the question, did we pay too much? I'll get to the poll answers in a minute. But Davante Adams is now in Sin City. And now we're just finding out that he bought a house a couple months back next to Derek Carr. Why didn't I have that information a while back? And the report said next to Derek Carr. Didn't John Gruden buy a house next to Derek Carr? Did Davante Adams buy John Gruden's house? Or is it Derek Carr in the middle? On the right is John Gruden's house. And on the left, it's Davante Adams' house. But congratulations, Raiders. They're reunited from Fresno State. And the deal is worth, what was it, $141.5 million, which averages out $28 million a year. And I think he's getting, forgive me, I don't remember the numbers, maybe like $54 million guaranteed. Whew. Makes him the highest paid player in the NFL. The highest paid wide receiver, in the NFL. DeAndre Hopkins was getting like 27, and he was previously the highest paid wide receiver in the NFL. Davante Adams is now getting 28.5 per season, which makes him the highest paid wide receiver in the NFL. He is technically the best wide receiver in the NFL, bar none last year, definitely. But did the Green Bay Packers make a mistake? They did. They made a flub, and the Raiders snatched him. Because let's be honest, Aaron Rodgers just signed his new, $150 million extension on Monday, and they franchise tagged Davante Adams. Then the report comes out that Davante Adams won't play on the franchise tag. The franchise tag is worth $20.5 million. And the rumor is the Packers were willing to pay the same amount, if not more, to Davante Adams to remain a Packer. Meaning they were going to figure out a way to give him an extension and pay him more. That's what the reporters are saying. So think about this, guys. Why would they allow Davante Adams to be traded? Yeah, they're getting first-round picks. I get that. But they were willing to pay the same amount as the Raiders, if not more. You got to remember, if you franchise tag a player, other teams, he was a non-exclusive franchise tag, which means the Raiders can give him an offer sheet. They can give him an offer sheet. And the Packers can match it, which apparently they would have, because they were going to pay him the same amount, if not more. They still could have had Davante on the franchise tag for another year after this year. I guess they didn't want to deal with the headache. I guess that's why they just said, you know what? Because even if we franchise tag him and we force him to play, or we try to force him to play, he might not go on the field. It's going to be a big mess. And the problem with that is that would happen after the draft. So, pretend they kept him on the franchise tag. They don't want to trade him. They're going to try to force him to play for $21 million or whatever it was, or they're going to give him an extension or a new contract in a couple of weeks. Either way, Davante Adams probably wasn't going to get the deal he wanted. He doesn't want to play under the franchise tag. So there might be a hassle right before the season during training camp, and all that nonsense. And the Packers are like, screw it. We could at least get some draft picks going into the draft and rebuild our team, instead of having to wait and see if Davante Adams does not play under the franchise tag. But the Packers made a mistake. They could have forced him to play. He wouldn't have gave up on $21 million on the franchise tag. He would not have given up on that. He might have signed an extension. He might have been unhappy, but still, they could have had him another 2 years at least under the franchise tag. I don't know what that means for Aaron Rodgers, but apparently Aaron Rodgers knew about this before he signed his deal. But you got to remember, Aaron Rodgers, Derek Carr, and Davante Adams, they're in a friendship circle. They call each other often. So this was all known. Congratulations, Davante. Proud as hell that you're a Raider. And you got a house there. And we gonna party like a rock star. So I asked this question, y'all. The AFC West now has 4 amazing quarterbacks. Because Russell Wilson went to the Broncos. Patrick Mahomes and Justin Herbert with San Diego. So I asked the question, where does Derek Carr rank? Be honest. Is he the first best quarterback in the AFC West? Is he the second best quarterback, the third, or the fourth? Overwhelmingly, most of everybody, not overwhelmingly, but fourth, 37%. I don't agree with that, guys. So that must mean Mahomes is first. Russell Wilson is probably second, or you can switch vice versa, depending on your opinion. And Justin Herbert is third, and Derek Carr is fourth, according to the majority of votes. I would have to flip-flop third and fourth. Derek Carr, in my opinion, is better than Justin Herbert. We beat him out to go to the playoffs with Derek Carr. Justin Herbert throws the ball and it plays great and he has more touchdowns. But Derek Carr has more fourth quarter comebacks than Justin Herbert. Is a more polished veteran, or so I would say, than Justin Herbert. And again, I just think Derek Carr is a better quarterback than Justin Herbert. Maybe because Derek Carr's been in the league 8 years and Herbert, 3 or 4? But I would put Derek Carr above Herbert slightly. And in terms of Super Bowl victories, if Derek Carr can get one this year or as soon as possible, then I would place him second or first on this list. Mahomes only has 1 Super Bowl, even though he's been to 2. Russell Wilson only has 1 Super Bowl. And then if Derek Carr has one, there it is. Derek Carr might be number 1, y'all. Derek Carr might be number 1. All right, man. So